days off?
Bro, I'm buzzing.
Stand up!
What the fuck you doing, dude?
Get him, Blake.
Get your leg.
Leonard, are you fucking kidding me, man? Jesus Christ.
I don't know where the stink's coming from.
You don't know where the stink's coming from? Probably from all the shit everywhere, you fucking... Holy fuck. I think this place is worse than Jason. Leonard, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm definitely not taking this shit in there. Oh my god.
What's going on with your YouTube? It's your boy King Cobra.
Mother, log off your gambling site and vacate the living room.
Fuck you, bish, I gots to gamble.
I need to do my Godot-centered internet show.
But nobody watches your gay little internet show.
Mother, you leave me no choice. Nobody messes with my gay little internet show.
All right. So, yeah, we made some improvements to the stream. How's it going, Freak Show Jimmy's Crackhead Dungeon? We've made some improvements. I have the microphone off the desk, so I can now tap the desk, and hopefully you guys aren't hearing like a bunch of fucking reverberation. We got some visuals in the background. We have pictures of of our George back there, and also some pictures of his girlfriend. I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but you know it's very artistic to have them in the background. I have my headphones back in so we can actually listen to music this time. I don't know if people like that, but it's happening, so that might be too loud. Let me maybe turn the desktop audio down a little bit. And then, yeah. Because my headphones, I don't think it affects it at all. So, what are we even looking at? We're looking at some great stuff on the screen. Let me make sure I can drag this off. There we go. So I'm making this into the label on the torch over here. It's going to be Working Man's Fuel. If you don't know, this is Josh's father, Clint. You can see the resemblance. So I had to make a new model just because we didn't have fingers on the other model. And the other model, you know, if I don't have fingers, it's very hard to wrap around this and operate the controls and hold the tong and shit. So I had to go back to Mixamo, get a new model. We're going to have to re-import it into Godot, but it's not going to take as long this time because we have only one animation on here instead of like 100. So I'm going to go into animation and we're going to take the keyframes down. Let's go to graph editor, and I think I can just grab all of this. And if I, what was it? It was up here. I go to key. I go to, yeah, I think decimate the density, and then I can actually click here and probably put this up to like, I think we did like 0.9. Let's try that. I think that'll work out just okay. And then if I bring this out, our model's really big. From Mixamo, it came in really big, but I can just go to the view and expand our end from like 1,000 to 10,000. And then we have our model Josh there. And his clothes look all messed up. They're not actually like that. You might hear my cat in the background. She's completely fine. She's just in a room she doesn't want to be in, but she has like food and water and everything. So she's like screaming as if she's being tortured sometimes. And it's like, dude, shut up. You're completely fine. You have like toys and stuff in there. All right. So I guess my idea now is I have to make his hand wrap around this, and then make the other hand wrap around there, and then remake the animation where he's getting it closer. But I wanted to do a better job on the animation anyway. I'm going to save this. I'm gonna have to open a recent project for Cobb's Cookery, and we're gonna need this chair. I forgot to grab that one. Okay, so it is named, so I can just if I go back to the I don't want to save. I can go File, Import. Actually, I think I can append the armchair, and it's going to be real small, so we're going to have to bring it up. We had a lot of food yesterday at my family's 4th of July. It was pretty awesome. So let me bring this up. Make that bigger. That's too big. So right about there. Josh has tortured this armchair. As you can see, it's still a little too big. I think we need to make it just a little bit smaller. Right there. Maybe a little bit backwards. doesn't have to be perfect, but I'd like it to be pretty good. That's looking good. I might have to shrink it down a little bit more, just like that. Josh is actually a pretty large individual. If he tard raged out, dude, he could do some damage, man. I mean, maybe not so much anymore, but back in the day when he actually had some physicality to him, now he's all fucked up from all the drugs he's done. It's not looking good for him now. Alright. And then, yeah, you can see the biceps on Clint. Clint's very strong. He's like a ape man. He's got a very small torso. I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but I have the Clint build myself. I think that goatee is grotesque, though. If you're stuck with this unfortunate look, do not grow that goatee and get those glasses. It's terrible. But yeah. Alright, what are we doing here? So let's go ahead and start making this shit. So if we go to the animations, now that we've stripped the keys away, we got his chair, we have his throne, the Lord's throne. We can start adding in some animations. So this is just a regular sitting animation from Mixamo. And what I want to do is, I think I'm just going to grab these bones, like the hands. I'm going to hide the legs because we're not going to adjust them at all. So they can just get gone. And then I think I'll just grab the rest of everything and delete everything that's there. I think that's the way to go. So I'm just going to grab all that and delete, and then so he's just kind of stagnant right here, and then we can add in our own animation tracks and his legs won't be affected. So I think I kind of want him to start off like this, and then he starts off like this and then kind of slouch into the chair and then pull the flames up and then slowly move it towards his face. It'd be cool. We should do a little animation for his hat catching fire, and like it doesn't even phase him. He just keeps going. And I played with the idea of bringing some of his music on. Hold on, I gotta show you this. I played with the idea of trying to do some of Josh's music, and let's see what we came up with. This is some of his stuff right here. This is Troll Slayer. So it's pretty much unusable. Like there's not a single like clip in here that I could loop for like a minute and a half to make it sound cool. Laying black roses on Cupid's grave. There's really nothing we can do there. Don't need your bad love. Okay, maybe we can use that one. I might put that in the background. Hold on, let me go do something about my cat. Give me 1 second. Alright, so yeah, there's really nothing we can use in here. I was looking more. What else do we have? This one was pretty good. I'm not sure who made it. But, you know, this is like somebody else's creation. I'm pretty sure that's the same song from another internet meme. I'm basically just fucking around at this point. So yeah, I might use some of these songs or something, but we gotta have some type of song in there. There's plenty of fan-made music, so I just gotta select one of those. I was basically just trying to emphasize that. So let's go ahead and actually get back to business, doing real shit. Okay, so I'm gonna probably go to this angle. let's just get his hands up off his knees and actually holding the objects first. And then hopefully we can maybe not have to keyframe a ton for his hands, because it's a pain in the ass to do all the fingers and shit. And luckily for us, he has like odd movements to him anyway, so... and then I also don't really... I'm trying to think how I'm going to parent the R on the Y. Is it that one? Is it X? R on the Z. There we go. We'll put it like that. We need the tongs over there. We'll go back to object mode. We're just going to bring these over. I think I'm going to parent the coal to the tongs. Yeah, so I'm going to go here. I think we got to select the coal, the thing we want to parent, to the object first. Then we select the parent second, and then we press Control P, and then object. And then if I move my tongs, now my coal moves. Okay, yeah. So I do have that correct. And then we'll just grab that and move it towards his hand. Like this. We're going to have to shrink it down to fit. Let me go top view. I am almost, well, I'm not broke, but I had to spend 2,000. All right, so I have a Nissan Versa. It's a 2012 Nissan Versa, and I just spent like $3,000 fixing it in increments, and like the car itself was probably only worth about $5,000. And so like if it hadn't have happened the way it did, I wouldn't have spent that money. But then I had to fucking do it, and now I'm like, damn, that was retarded to spend that much money on that car. But like, it was like the windshield broke, and I had to fix the windshield, and I'm like, all right, fine. Then I take it in, have to get it inspected, and there's like a ton of issues with it, and I had to fix those, and then it's working for a few, like a week or two. Got to come back because it had more issues. Got to fix those. Ended up being like $3,000 with all these expenses, and then I'm like, damn, that was not a good investment on this car that's gonna die in like the next 5 years for sure. But what was I gonna do? Like buy a new car on a weekday when I had to go to work? Like, you know, there was really not a lot of great options there. I just borrowed my grandma's car for a little while, and then I got my car fixed at Goodyear. And it's not like, I don't think they like screwed me over. I think they did a pretty good job. I just think the car was kind of messed up when I brought it to them, and I knew that. So the first time when they inspected it and they passed it, I was like, hell yeah, they did a great job because they didn't charge me shit. And then I'm like, yeah, it's got a lot more issues than I thought. So I got to bring it back. But yeah, my idea is to parent this to the hand. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, so if I just go here and select the armature and Control P with let's do with automatic weights. So I think that's going to, oh, it's moving it back to the rest position. Can I reset this to be the rest position? Actually, that's probably going to be my first step. Let me move this arm out, and we'll try to set this to the rest position. I know ChatGPT knows how to do that because I've asked it before, so I can at least get him to help me out with that. There we go. How's it going, Phoenix? We're still doing the King Cobra game. Hope everyone had a fun 4th of July yesterday. We lit off fireworks. It was pretty cool. They went to North Carolina and got the good fireworks. It was like a whole neighborhood that was doing them where I was. It was pretty cool. I didn't have to pay for it at all. I was like, damn, this rocks. And they're all going to risk their fingers, not my fingers. Alright, we'll save it. First I'm just going to go here and insert location and rotation. And then I'm going to ask ChatGPT, how do I, in Blender, how would I make the current bone rotation and location the default idle pose for that armature. I'll bring it over, hold on. In Blender, to make the current pose of an armature the default, select your armature in pose mode, pose the bones, A, apply. Okay, I thought it was something like that. I just didn't really. This will shift the rest pose. Let's try it. So if I'm in pose mode, what did it say? What buttons are we pressing here? Go to the top menu, pose, apply as rest pose. Okay, so we'll go pose, apply as rest pose. Awesome. It ruined our skeleton. Wonderful. So we can't do that. We're not going to do that. We're just going to have this right there. Whatever. We're not going to apply that as a rest pose because I don't understand how that works. And I think we would have to redo the model. Alright, so what I'll have to do then is go, I'm going to have to grab the model and then go pose. I guess we'll have to go back to its rest pose, right? So A, whoops, Alt R and Alt G. Right, and then if I move this to its hand when it's there, then it should be where it's supposed to be. And then we'll adjust him from there. So we just need to get this roughly where his hand should be. I guess it is part of the mesh that goes with him now, but whatever, that's going to be the easiest way that I understand how to do it, so. And we're going to use his magic powers to turn the thing, the knob. I'm going to put a little effect on there so it looks like he's using magic. That way I don't have to like animate his hand to turn it. That'll be pretty good. He's making up a chi ball, guys. Okay, so we'll have it like that, and yeah, I think we should go ahead and parent both those objects. So we'll do that. I'm just going to grab this one first and go here and go Control P with automatic weights, and it stays where it should. Nice. And then let's go over here and click on this armature and go Control P with automatic weights. And I'm also going to take a look at this object. It's actually a little bit, let's undo that one. The tongues need to be moved a little bit. I wasn't really paying that much attention. Let's go to solid. Oh, it's not sticking through his thumb or any shit like that. We'll just make it as good as we can. There we go. Close enough, because we're going to have to adjust it anyway. Now we'll parent it, I think. Control P with automatic weights, and then I'm going to grab this and make sure it only goes with the hand bone. So we can go to weight paint. I'm going to expand this out. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can. I'll expand it out a little more. We're going to go... we just want, what, the right hand? Maybe it's the left hand. One of these should have some influence on it, but we're going to, let's see. Yeah, it seems to have like the thumb and all that, but we just want it just straight for the hand. So we're going to go left hand, and I think I'm going to hit Alt, and then I can just, you know, swipe up, and that colors it like the whole thing. And I'm going to go to subtract and just go through all of these and Just make sure none of them are actually selected anymore. We need to get all that color out of there. So that way it's just the hand and it doesn't deform at all. It's going to be like, you know, a solid object. This is how I know how to do it. I know you could attach it as like some type of... There's like another way you can do it using, I think it's one of these constraints. But I've just never had a lot of success with that. So until I know more about that system, we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. And yeah. Do we light off the rockets and Roman candles? They had a little bit of each. So they had some of the Roman candles, some of the like little screaming ones that go like pew and then shoot up in the air. And then they had some of the ones that you can sit on the ground and just a bunch of sparkles came out. Yeah, there was like a big country property, and then some people had a lake on the other side, so they were shooting off like big ones on the other side. I mean, I didn't like know those people, but it was cool to watch it anyway. I've always just glued items on the player model. Yeah, that's true. I guess if I was, I guess I want like slight hand movements in Blender, and I think it's going to be hard to do it all in Godot, so I'm just trying to do it all here. But yeah, I think it's a very valid way to do it. Alright, so let's get the propane container now. Butane, I think. Weight paint. It's gotta be the right hand, right? So we're subtracting. We gotta subtract from everything. There we go. Yeah. I wonder if Trump's big beautiful bill is going to affect our boy Josh. Is he going to cut his SSI? That would be tragic, man. How's he going to live? He might have to get a job. His wand selling business is not doing so good because he refuses to make any fucking wands. I want one. If I thought King Cobra would actually deliver on a wand, I would pay maybe for a novelty item like that, maybe $35 to $50. $50 would be a real squeeze, and that would be with shipping. But the thing is, like, you could, if it came in like a, if he like signed it and wrote a little note for you, and was like, "Hey, Tubes, here's my wand," but he'd never fucking do that. So it's like, yeah. Alright. Okay, so we now need to attach it to the right hand. I think we just did that, right hand only. So let me go back to my animation now, that I was making. We'll go back, we'll go to pose mode, and we'll go to the action editor. Yeah, so we come down here, awesome. So now he's sitting there with his grumpy self. That actually does look pretty spot on for how he sits. All slouched down, angry as fuck. He's like, dude. And male and female relationships, dude. That was a great saga where you would just flip on his camera and just be like, double standards, dude. Oh yeah, well I mean you could get any old stick, but like it wouldn't be endowed with King Cobra's magical ability. And what people want to see him like almost burn his house down making this shit, because that was what he used to do. I would love those streams where he would be spray paint all over the fucking house. Like you didn't see him spray painting, but you knew he was spray painting inside. And his landlord or whatever would call him, be like, "Are you spraying painting inside, boy?" And he'd be like, "No, nope, not me." So good. I'm autistic, dude. Leave me alone. Oh, great. Our little buns and cakes are stuck over there. We get the fucking... What is that? Our fucking little wafer. The coal, that's right. I was thinking it was a Nilla wafer. And then we have the sprocket over here that turns on the thingy. So I guess we didn't parent those. I think what I'll do, what am I gonna do? Let's go back to object mode. I'm gonna go Alt R and Alt G. Whoops, not that. If I go to pose mode and say A, Alt R and Alt G and bring it back up, then we can go to layout, and I might have to do the same thing for this shit. Or can I just go here and press Control J? There we go. I like that. Maybe we can do the same thing over here. Control J. Alright, let's see what that looks like. If we go back into pose mode and we pose them up, animation, pose mode, and we move them down here. You fucking piece of shit. Damn. I bet we have to, let me do this. Object mode, if I click on this and I go to weight paint, and so we're already on the hand, right? If I go to collections, I bring Mixamo right hand, awesome. Let me hit N over here. So if I just color this in, yeah, it should be moving down. Wonderful. So I'll just do that. Cool. I knew it was something, and let me go here. We'll go get this one. We'll say weight vertex paint. No, we want weight paint, and we got to grab the left hand. Left hand. There we go. And let's grab our charcoal puck and light it up. Oh, there we go. So there we are, tubes. We got our shit. It's going. So now we can work on the textures a little bit. Let's go back to layout and let's put it into an actual rendered thing. Let's get some light in here. We're trying to simulate the experience of being in the presence of the Cobes. So we'll go here. We're going to turn this up. Not too much light now. You might cook the poor boy. I think... is this facing the right way? Actually, I think I need a... let's just do a sun. Sun. We bring this over here. Can I spin this like this way? There we go. Let's turn it up to like 5 or whatever. Make it kind of visible. And then what I'm going to do for the background is take the color down to black. This is how I normally like to do it. And then let's go to my camera. I don't have one. Let's go add camera. And then I'm going to go camera to view. And yeah, so I think I need to expand this view out because it's my model's so friggin' big. I might actually have to fix that. I'm not sure. Let's go to view solid. There we go. Oh, I have to go to this. There we go. So there we go. Now we have our camera. It is kind of a problem that our model came in so big. I might have to shrink the whole thing down, but we'll figure that out when we get to Godot. So I want my camera something like this. What if I go to rendered here? What does that look like? Let's render an image. There we go. That's looking great. His eyes are all fucked up. But in Godot, we're going to be zoomed in. Couch looks great. His fingers look great. Not too bad for a little shitpost game. We need to finish the textures on here, so we need to make this Clint texture. I'm trying to add something in the background. I have all of these. We could do cheetah print Clint. I'm not really feeling that one. It makes me very uncomfortable. We could do marijuana Clint. We could do red squares. We could do... I have the Killstream K for Ralph, but that's reserved for him. I think the marble looks good. I think we need some type of blue, just because that's the normal propane color. So I'm thinking about using this blue texture here. Or maybe this one. Or maybe something like this, but we'll just turn it blue. I think the marble. Whatever. It doesn't really even matter. We just need something. I think that one will do. But then what I'm also going to do is take this paint and we're going to go... This is Josh's father, by the way, if anyone's confused on what I'm doing here. Oh, we need to add a new layer. This is who's been paying for Josh to live in his squalor-like conditions. But I think Clint's doing a pretty good job. I mean, he's doing the best he fucking can, dude. King Cobra has got to be like a 24/7 drain on this man's resources and mind. He's like, damn, is my son Josh like playing around with fire and a coal in his apartment right now, about to get himself kicked out? Because that's fucking bullshit. Yeah. Here we go. We goes Godot enjoyer. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is smear this layer, but I gotta put it behind him. So then we're gonna go to filters and where is distorts? We're gonna need damn, where is it? What is the one that I like to use? Gaussian blur. And let's see, how's that going? Not well. I guess we're not getting enough. Let me put this up front. Yeah, filters, Gaussian blur. That's what I'm looking for, is to do that. So it goes in front, but I'll put it behind Clint so it looks like it's, you know, descending from a cloud. Why is it doing that? Oh, this isn't a add alpha channel. Let me hide this. Oh, damn, I put the background right on there. Damn, so I gotta Control Z a bunch of shit. There we go, and we'll make a, now we gotta add an alpha channel, and we gotta go to the threshold and get rid of all this right there, and then we can make a new layer. Oh, you guys can't see any of the stuff I'm doing on this side. Wonderful. Yeah. Doesn't really even matter, but, making a new layer over here. We got Saunders down there, smear layer. So we'll go here and we will smear it up. We got a color all over here again. Get his shoulders, get his biceps. He really likes to flex in all of his pictures. There's so many pictures of him, and every single one of them he has got his bicep tense to the absolute fucking max, dude. It's so good. And yeah, you can see where Cobra gets it from. Alright, so then we'll go, what are we doing here? We gotta blur it up. Filters. Blur. Gaussian blur. Just like that. Wonderful. I think that'll be enough. We'll do that. And then we'll bring that behind the Clint father. And we'll add, I think I'm gonna go with this one. I like that, but how do I make it like zoomed in, like lesser, you know what I mean? 64 by 64, can we make it like, you know, I'm not going to spend all day doing that. Oh, I don't want to do it on the smear layer. I need a new layer. And we'll put that there, and then we'll put that behind that layer. And working man's fuel, we need that more emphasized. Whoops. So that's letters. So working man's fuel. How can we make this better? Because you're gonna have to be able to see it. We're gonna have to make it really big. Just because I've done a few labels like this in the past with some of my lolcow game stuff. And I think what I'm gonna have to do is get rid of this and add that to another label, and bring this like this and make it go across the top. Really emphasizing his baldness. And we'll do that. Working. And then we're going to probably make a new text box down here. Man's fuel. Yeah. I would definitely not want to fight with Clint, dude. He looks like he has that monkey strength to him. And he's he's taller than me. And like what is he, like in his 40s or 50s? Like at that point you have like calcified bones and shit. You have muscle density that like, you know, you don't have in your 20s. Yeah. I can see why why a young Cobra was scared of him. It was so funny when he's like, when he calls him that one time in his apartment, and he's like, "You fucked up," and he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You fucked up," and then it was a troll that called Clint and told him like King Cobra was being evicted, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm not actually, not flight, working man's fuel." Why did I write flight? I was thinking about airplanes or something. Working man's fuel. I think I was thinking about plight and like fuel. I had a little Cobraism right there. All right, so I think that'll go right there. That'll be fine. We just need to add some type of thing behind it now. And we need a opacity. What are we gonna do here? So my idea is to make it all this white color, and then I'm gonna fill it in with something else and make it kind of hidden. But I want this kind of like almost caterpillar-esque thing right there. And same down here. And right here, just enough to cover the letters. And then I'll grab my paint bucket and maybe we can fill it in with some weird, funny texture like this. That's pretty good. And we'll move that down behind there and turn the opacity down. There we go. We might have to colorize these or something just because they're not really, they're kind of clashing. So maybe we make the text, maybe we make it red. Working man's fuel, and then we turn the opacity up on this a little bit. That's even worse. Maybe then if I go to the colors, colorize, and we make this some type of, I don't know, it doesn't really have to look like a sellable product. It just has to be visible. Man's fuel. Working man's fuel. I like that. We might have to make it white. Whoops. Yeah, let's go back to the text and we'll make it white. That way it's not as clashing. It's Godot colors, so we're keeping in character. If you can believe it. Believe it. Working man's fuel. Awesome. Cool. There we go. I think that's, I don't really necessarily like it, but it makes me uncomfortable looking at it, and I think that's the direction we're going for. So let's go ahead and export this. Let me bring this over here for a second. File, export as, and where am I going to put this? I guess we'll put it in textures random. Ralp, all right. Yeah, we'll just save it here. And then I'll go into Blender. Yeah, and we'll import it. So let's go to layout. I think this is the wrong one, right? Yeah, this is the wrong model. We want this one here. Let's go to this material. We're gonna go image texture, and I'm gonna open it. And let me move this. I just don't want to show off any future projects, so I'm trying to like hide a couple because they're cool. Open image. All right, so we got it in there. There we go. So let me just hide everything except for this, and put it into material preview. I don't know why our thing is bent like that. I bet it's I bet we have a little issue there. But I'm actually gonna alt undo that. I have to use the bathroom real quick, so I'm just going to put this there. We're going to leave that there, and I'll put this up on the screen so you guys can bask in its glory for a minute. Yeah, I will be right back. Hold on. BRB. Oh, should I put on Cobra's music for you guys to listen to? I don't think so. That'd be pretty brutal. But yeah, I'll be right back. All right, so yeah, we have this in there. I think I need to adjust the weight paint on there because something's making it twist. So if, or maybe it's twisted itself, it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, let me just, I'll look through the vertexes real quick. I think I can just kind of scan through them. So yeah, we do have some other things pulling on it, so we just have to go to subtract, get rid of that. What is that? Yeah, let's get rid of that. I was expecting something to be more pronounced, but oh yeah, like that. That could cause some issues. We don't want that. There we go. That fixed it. That's what I was looking for. So it was his pinky. His poop-encrusted fingernails. There's a stream where someone's like, nice poop-encrusted fingernails, boy, and then he immediately smells his hands and he's like, nope, they're clean. And you're just like, yeah, good move, Cobra. Good idea. Very intelligent. And you know what? Now his brain, this is the sound his brain makes all day. Hold on. So there's an album that he just dropped. It's some of the hype shit. Oh, did I take them all down? Did I delete them? No, I didn't. They're over here. Yeah, so this is one of his albums right here. Rebirth of My Mind, Descent into Madness, complete album. He's got this badass album cover of this guy screaming over here. But yeah, it's, you can see it's just a tone. And this is pretty much all Cobra hears in his head all day after fucking slamming down Duster 24/7. And then this I was not aware of. This made me laugh pretty good. Oh, you're fucking kidding me right now. Thanks, Adidas. Man, fuck these people. I hate fucking advertisements. Advertisements fucking suck. Adidas is fucking gay. Wawa's fucking gay. Coca-Cola is fucking gay. There we go. But yeah, Josh made a whole holiday album here. And it's him singing like Christmas carols.
Sluts, 3 ungrateful kids, 2 divorce papers, and a judgmental mother-in-law.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Must have been the
Silent Fart. That's the name of this song. We got Jingle Bells.
Joe Biden laid an egg and politics sucks just like the holidays too. Welcome to Christmas, Dad. Your spoiled rotten kids are upset.
It's like he can keep a beat for like 2 fucking like 2 fucking riffs, and then after that he's like, no, I gotta switch it up. It's fucking atrocious. But I was just amazed that he actually stood and did all of these songs. I was like, I thought it was AI, but no, it's actually him singing. And I was like, damn, who got him to do this? They must have paid him or something. But yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed that. Let me turn back on my stupid music. Okay, so we fixed that. No ad blocker, you for real? I just made that fucking account just to fucking use for this YouTube show, so I don't have ad blocker. Does it block the YouTube videos? Does the YouTube still like throttle you? Because it used to be when I used ad block, they would just throttle the fuck out of me. And I would be like, well, what's the point? Like, what's the point if I have to wait like a minute and a half to load the video? I'll just watch the stupid video and click skip ad. But I do agree with the spirit of stealing from YouTube and not watching the ads. Turn off that pesky ad blocker. Turn it off. Animation. Alright, so I guess we should actually start doing some real fucking work here. So we're here. I think we discussed, if I go here, I can go to Brave browser just works. I guess I should try the Brave browser. I didn't know that was still... I thought that was more of like a meme. My brother used to use that thing and it would annoy the fuck out of me because I would be trying to download files for his CNC machine and it would stop every fucking file and it would be like, virus detected. And I would just be like, you know what, dude, like get this fucking shit off your computer right now because it is pissing me off. You have to refresh with ad block to skip the ads. Ah, okay, I'll try that. All right. What do we need to do? All right, key. If I go to, I think view, I think I can go show seconds, and we can show the seconds. I need 60 seconds. That's about as long as our game is going to be. I don't see any reason making it longer than that. So I guess we'll put. We need to go here, maybe at like 8 seconds in or whatever. He moves pretty slowly, so let's twist his body. So if I move that, his whole body moves. But if I move this, it's just that, right? Yeah, so he's going to be kind of like that. I'm just going to get him into position. That sounds kind of fucking fucked up to say. There we go. Sink it back into the couch. If I move this on the X and then kind of kick it out on the Z, kind of like that. That's kind of more like how he was, kind of settling back into himself. Yeah, so I guess we will, let's just we're going to insert location and rotation. So he goes from this to that. And then we need to apply the torch probably about here too. So just because, am I good with VFX and shaders? I'm alright with shaders. If it's like a 3D shader, I kind of understand it in Godot. I'm not really good with VFX. If you've ever seen any of my videos, they're all pretty shitty with VFX. I don't really know anything about it. But, I use like GIMP and Blender for my shit, so that could explain why it all looks pretty terrible. If I actually bought like big boy software and used like Adobe and stuff, I imagine I could make stuff that looked better, but it's more programmer art for me, so yeah, we'll go here. Let me make sure we're on that exact frame right there. Perfect. So I want to have these more brought together. Reminds me of that show Drawn Together. I used to watch that with my brother and we would get super drunk. That show was pretty funny. It was very uncouth. Alright, so we gotta spin it. And then we'll go here. And I see that the coal is deciding to do its own little thing over there. We're not a fan of that, but there's not a whole lot we can do about it. So he's got to be like this. Looking good, Joshy. Did they hang out again? Did him and Nal hang out again? I was trying to see. Nal posted something on her fucking Twitter, on her YouTube channel about like, in Casper, coming for you, Joshy. And I was like, oh shit, you better lock the door, Cobra. Damn it. I am doing this in the worst way possible. I'm sure there's like a million animators screaming in agony. They're just like, why are you doing this like an idiot? So yeah, we'll have that. I do need it to be a little bit further out though. So, bam, we're gonna have like this, and we just need, you know, we're just gonna move it further and further in. So that's pretty reminiscent of the video. I think we need to have his upper body kind of, you know, come in more like this. Yeah, something like that looks a little more, he's a little more bent over, a little more comfortable. You know, magnificent, wonderful. This is high art. This is why, you know, I would have been kicked out of art school for this, I'm sure. I love seeing a level with 64 grid textures and bright colors. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I hate? My personal peeve is like the overly cutesy art in everyone's fucking video game, where it's like, dude, do you have to do that? Can you just do something like regular? It's like, do we have to have... I mean, you know, it's like do whatever you want, but not every single game. Because it's like, I can't play that game if it's going to be like overly cutesy art. I can't play like, you know, I'm not doing that. I'm too cool. I'm an adult. I'm not playing Breath of the Wild with its toon shader, okay? Alright, we'll bring this up. I'll play my little Game Boy Advanced emulator that I bought for $70 from a Chinese factory. That's what I'll play as an adult. As an adult millennial, I'll play my little Game Boy Advance emulator. But I will not pay to play on the fucking Switch because it sucks. And it takes forever to load Dark Souls. And like, you know. Alright, like this. Troon shader. Yeah. Accurate. Cruelty Squad graphics only. Oh yeah, dude. Well, I mean, like, you can forgive them because they're woman developers, but when you see the man doing it and he's got the big giant beard curling up around, it's like, dude, like, what are you doing? What are we doing? Or the Pirate Software dev who's like always playing a game that's like some little fucking boy on the screen, and it's like, don't you ever want to play as a man? Don't you ever just think, I don't really want to play this little gay game because I'm kind of like a fucking adult. You know, I don't know. But people who play World of Warcraft are sometimes lost souls. I used to get really drunk and play League of Legends for hours back when I was really depressed. And I remember Josh from Kiwi Farms talked about playing Dota. And he was like, that's when you know a man is truly depressed, when he's playing Dota. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah. I tried making pixel art, and then I gave up on it. I almost gave up on all the video game making, and then I started 3D, and I was like, oh, it's so much more fun to have. It feels like a 3D asset's more workable, like, because I have, you know, I have, like, all this stuff that's reusable. Like, I have a King Cobra thing, I can put it in multiple projects. Where if it's like, if you make one piece of pixel art, it feels like you just have that one piece of pixel art for that one little thing. And it's like, I'm not gonna, it's so much work. It's more work than 3D. People think 3D, oh, it's so much work, but it's like, it's actually less. It's less work than the pixel art, for sure. Yeah, and especially with AI and everything. So we have this. He's lighting the coal. We're about 20 seconds in. I guess it really should be getting close to his hat. I really want to do the animation where like sparks are flying off onto his hat and just slowly lighting it on fire and he's not even paying attention. I think that would be really funny. So I think we should just get it closer and closer to his hat, and then if I can have like a little cartoony glow grow in his eyes, I got to figure out how to do that with a shader. That would be great. I think it's really funny to see all of these 3D, I mean all these artists now on like Reddit, and they're just like, yeah, actually we'll keep moving it up like that, and then we'll tilt his head up to meet it, so he's like looking up towards the light. Yeah, just like that. But all these people who are like against AI and all that stuff, they're like, it's taking my job. And it's like, damn dude, whatever, you know, like it's gonna happen. Like it's AI, it's the revolution, you know. All right, so I want to tilt these probably out a little bit and then tilt this up a little bit like that, and then out. Yeah, anything where a face is 4 pixels is really ugly to me. And that was the other problem I had with pixel art, is like, how big do you make it? Like, I would just keep making the things bigger and bigger, and then I would be like, this is like a huge fucking monstrosity that I've made. My player is like 1 million pixels wide, and then the bush over here is like 3 pixels wide, and then the stage I have for the boss is 17 pixels. So it would be like, damn, what am I even doing here, man? Whereas this, I can just kind of shrink and move stuff as I need it. So I'm going to save all this, insert location and rotation. Yeah, that's good right there. And then we'll have little like embers flying off, just thousands of degrees. I still want to have like, the camera's going to be basically like zooming around like this on him as this is going on. You know, like looking at his face, stuff like this, as this coal is lighting up, and there's going to be a little temperature gauge at the bottom, just going like 1 million, 10 million, 30 million, 70 billion, just keeps going up in degrees, up and up. And then I want to clip the audio of him like having like, you know, saying stuff in the background. Yeah, the idea of his brain just like deciding arbitrarily that like after 7 minutes of heating this motherfucker that like, oh, it's finally hot enough to light my shitty fucking tobacco. All right, so we're here. Let's see how that looks. So we're kind of just very slowly moving in. We might need to move that one further in, but we could also have like quick time events. And I have a, I've got a PS5 controller here, so I'm gonna hook that up. I've never really done much with a controller in Godot, so we're gonna try and make some quick time events with that to learn. Because this is a learning channel. This is a channel where people come to learn. We're definitely not a bully channel, bullying an autistic man who lives on government assistance. Not possible. We're not doing that. Okay. Okay, so let's go to, I guess we'll just do like every 10 seconds or whatever, kind of have him shift around. I think that'll be a pretty decent medium to show what we're trying to do. We just got to get we got to get that flame closer to his face. He needs the warmth, he needs the light. He's like one of Solaire's chosen. All right, we'll bring this in just a little bit more. We need to bring this down. Whoops. Bring that down. Bring that down. Just like right there. And then we'll bring his head in a little bit further. I should have... His hat is really obstructing his view. But that should be okay. Let's make sure the head of the torch is pointed right where it needs to be. We really want to make sure that coal is blasted at all times. Even a single instance of that coal not being assaulted with heat could make it... it could create a condition where Cobra cannot get the maximum amount of smoke into his lungs, and that would be a real tragedy if Cobra's body received any type of healthy oxygen for once in its fucking life. We'll go here. It would be funny if I had this, like, he was be like descending into the sky, the chair fades away, and like the heavens go behind him. Making enemy AI is pretty fun. How did you do, how are you doing the strategy for who they attack? Enemy AI that's not dog shit. So, like, yeah, that is pretty difficult. Because you like follow the tutorials and then you're like, damn, I need to code new behavior and I got to add more states and it just keeps getting more and more complicated. But I think that would be a fun video to make, to be like super complex AI. You know, so what are we going to do at the 40 mark? I guess we should get it even. When I have it like burning his fucking face. So you want to have it like right here. Get it even closer. We need the torch like inches away, millimeters away for all of our there's no one listening from another country probably. Right here, boom, right there. We got the blowtorch right there. We need his head to be swiveled just a little bit more on the Z. Looking right at it, making sure that thing's maximum temperature that we need. Boom, right there. Sparking it up right next to his greasy ass head. It's so good that the torch face is like almost touching his nose. We just need this to be just cocked back just a little bit right there so he gets the maximum angle on it. Make an aggro range and attack range. If in aggro, walk towards them. Only attack if in attack range. Focus on them next. Oh, nice. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess what I'm trying to do, what I tried to do with mine, I tried to make it so that they attack the lowest health character, and then if they can't kill like your player, like then they'll go for trying to hit two players, and like if they can't hit two players with like a multi attack, they'll just go for the lowest health one. Yeah, trying to have them move kind of sucks. Alright, so we're lighting it. We got it real close to our face now. We're tilting it and making sure we get the maximum angle. And then right around 50, I guess maybe, what do we want to do here? I guess we'll just keep it right there for a few minutes because it's a really funny position. So I'm just going to duplicate and we'll move those keyframes over. So he's just like this, and then we'll put one in the middle where it kind of just shakes a little bit. So we'll have him like here and like here. Maybe just move it up and go A, insert location rotation. So we're just kind of like moving a little bit, and then right here at the 1 minute mark, maybe we should expand this out. I think this should be like the finishing right here because that's really funny where he's just like super close to his fucking face. Should be that one. So we'll have him just go, just getting closer and closer and closer. Boom, and then right there, right above the face. And then right there, he's gonna be like, yep, that's done, that's good. And we're gonna have another animation. So we're gonna call this one Lighting Coal. Lighting Coal. And then the final one is he'll just present it up to the camera like this, and it'll be like, that's good. So, yeah, I guess we'll just, we're going to basically duplicate this one and then say coal lit. Coal lit. And we will, I think we got to just delete all these basically. And we'll bring this one back down to right here. So he starts off on that, and then he'll just put down the blowtorch. He'll just move that off to the side and move that out, and we'll straighten him up a little bit, and he'll hold this up Not into his face like that, but triumphantly, like a hero's, like he's just, you know, fought fucking Grendel, like Beowulf, man. In his mind, that's probably what he just did. It needs to be more, whoops. Right here, and then we'll make his face look towards it a little more. So kind of more like that. Yeah, just like that. And we'll tilt his hand in on the, I don't know, it's very hard to tell which axis. There we go. And then this has to be kind of tilted down more. I just want to have that like blasting out into the eternity. So we're going to go A, insert, location, rotation. Okay, so then we'll come down like that. So I think we can go ahead and export both of these, and that should give us a better Josh to work with. So, sorry. Yeah, Beowulf, that's a good reference. Does anyone remember that movie? I actually read the book, like the old Gaelic book for school. I found it on like a bookshelf, and I thought it was so fucking cool because it had like little cliff notes, and it would tell you what was like going on in the actual thing. And then I saw the movie, and then yeah, there were two movies. There was like one old one that was pretty decent, right? And then there was like a new one they made that was like very CGI. It was still pretty okay, but yeah, it wasn't bad. Hold on, let me grab some coffee. Hopefully you can still hear me, but I'm dying of lack of caffeine. So, but yeah, I think now we're ready to export this into Godot. We can put it on in there and have it light up. I'm going to use the controller, and we'll just basically smash the X button and do some other stuff. This coffee is still lukewarm. That's good. Oh, I almost just broke a fucking glass. That's not good. We had to read the Epic of Gilgamesh in grade school. Yeah. Everyone should have to read that. It's pretty good. Yeah, they cut out the part about, they did cut out the part where he fucks Grendel or whatever, or fucks Grendel's mom. And then, in the, as I was watching the movie, I was a teenager, I was like, I don't really remember that part. That's a little weird. But, yeah. It was Angelina Jolie, wasn't it, in the movie? I remember she was like hot as shit in the fucking movie. And I'm like, why is, that don't look right. And then, and then that scene came up. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and export this. GLTF. Let me make sure we're going to the right place here. Where is it? King Cobra Smoking Game. We're gonna go King Cobra Smoking Game. We need to make a new folder and call it Better Model. Better Modello. Sitting, burning, Cobra, include all animations. Awesome. Yeah, let's export it. Yeah, I think reading is okay. I think people read too many non-fiction books, and it made them all retarded. Like, people read Harry Potter too much, and all those young adult fiction novels where the good guy always wins. But, like, that's not how the real world works, so... I don't know. I know, like, I always have, I don't know, maybe I just have a beef with anything. I'm just like, nah, you can't be happy. How dare you watch Happy Media? You gotta go watch Spawn. Oh, I don't even have Godot open. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, the only acceptable thing to watch is the Cumtown podcast, actually. That's the level of cynicism I'm at. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, I need my music. People are gonna know how boring I am. Alright, so I think I'm gonna do some lo-fi. This is from when I was first starting streaming, some of those old songs. We'll see. Okay. So we don't want this scene. We want to do a new scene. Get out of here. I'm just gonna have the couch and shit in there. So we're gonna go to the better model and sitting, burning Cobra. We're gonna pull him in. I need to go to my view. I need to go to settings. 40,000. Bam. What do you think about that? There we go. Nice. Okay, so yeah, his model does look better here. Really showing off his baldness. Let's go to make local. Oh man, the best story about Cobra is that when he was starting to go bald, he would take onions and put them on top where he was going bald, and then like put it on with a bandana, and you know, that out in the summer heat, dude, I just have him smelling amazing. Had to, you know, I'm sure this guy was turning heads everywhere. I don't know how women could refuse that. So if I hide his hat, you can see we have the real story right there. Bam, that actually is pretty real to life. That's so brutal. I should have kept my hair long. I should do that. That's what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna have my hair grow out all real fucking long, look like an insane person. I'm gonna get on government assistance. I'll be the new King Cobra. Let's do it. Let's go to his. There we go. Oh man, that's really nice. I really like that. Wow. I'm a real artist, guys. There you go, Josh. Light it up. Light it up. Boom. Okay. Yep. Yep. Oh, gotta heat it up. So we gotta make some type of flame. How can I make a realistic flame in Godot? I know how to make it one way. Where's my torch? Let's go ahead and add a GPU particles. And let's pause it. Let's go ahead and move this to where it should be on the torch-a-rooney. Just like this. Maybe we should go back to there. Oh, the BRB message still on the screen. Thank you. It's up to a random Twitch viewer. I can't count on my regulars to tell me. Thank you. Oh, shit. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hold on. Damn it, dude. There we go. Yeah. I think my chat is all fucked up. Oh, I guess you can see some of it. Some of my chat's fucked up. Some of it plays right. I'm not sure. I gotta fix that. I tried to do like a cool hacker thing, and it didn't really turn out so good. So I think we're gonna do new mesh like this. If I go to the material, new standard material, and I just put in a vertex color, uses albedo, and I go to the billboard, particle billboard, keep scale. Now we should be good to go. I can save this as, we'll just make a new folder. We'll call it particles. And we're going to call it torch flame. Then you might have to make another flame where his head lights on fire. His hat lights on fire. And then it burns off, exposing his scalp. That would be pretty fucking funny. That's how we'll handle it. We'll make it burn his hat. We'll burn his hat away, and then it will just like reveal all the baldness underneath. Okay. The torch, the fucking coal is a little bit off, but we might have to fix that. We can fix that later. Not a big deal. Cool. Why aren't you showing up? What is wrong with you? particle flags. Oh, maybe they are. They're really, really small because our model is really, really big. So let's go to the amount. We're going to do like 30. We're going to go to, what is it, scale? I guess the max scale is going to be like, what if we do 40? And the minimum scale we'll do like 20. And we'll do a scale curve, new curve texture. Well, they're not going in the right direction, so let's get everything exactly as it should be. Just like this, right, coming from the tip there. And then let me move this back to like our original thing. And then I think if I save and actually if I close, where did I save this? Better model. Did I save that scene? I don't think I did. Can I control Z? I can't. I should have saved that. Yeah, that was really stupid. 'Cause now I got to do a lot of that again. All right, for fuck's sake. Settings. 40,000. We got a big model. What are you doing? 40,000. Bam. 40,000 leagues under the sea. Chilling with the Cobra. Make local. Let's go ahead and save this scene as best scene ever. Best scene ever. Control save. Oh, I guess I did save it. Hold on. Am I just a fucking idiot right now? Yeah, I did. Save it as Torch Flame. Well, I need to rename this. I also saved it in the particles. I thought I was saving the particles. Damn it, I'm a fucking retard. Rename. We're gonna say Cobra main, whatever. And we're gonna move it out. Yeah, out here, just out in the open. And I'm going to get rid of the only scene. I'm going to remove it. I'm also going to get rid of... I'm just going to get rid of this folder because we don't need it anymore. There we go. So we just have our Cobra main. We'll get rid of this. Don't save. So let's grab our GPU particles. Are they not going to move with our torch? Let's just actually go back. Let's take them. And I'm actually going to make a... actually, no, this should be fine. We can make a marker and then attach this to the marker. So I might do that. I just want to see what happens if I go here and I set the transform back to 0. If I set it to 0, where does it go? It goes all the way back there, even though it's a child of this. What the hell? All right, let me do this. Marker 3D, we're going to put that on the torch as a child, then put this as a child of the marker. We'll move the marker to where it should be. Cool. As a child of the torch. Cool. And then if I move the torch now, it still doesn't move. I guess I could parent it. We could do it this way. Cancel. We're just we'll do this. We'll put this right here. We'll delete that. We're gonna go to the skeleton. Add bone attachment. Bone attachment 3D. We're gonna put the particles on top of that. The bone is attaching to the hand bone. We attach that. Right hand, there we go. Cool. And then we'll take the particles and we'll set their transform right there. And now if I go back, you can see they're actually attaching to the hand. So now we just have to kind of move them into position where they should be. Let's go to lighting coal. Let's put it back to its default right here. And then we'll move it up to right there. We'll move it over here. That's looking good. Looking good, tubes. Coming in nicely. We'll move that over. Okay. Let me save it, and I guess we should spin it around and move it, or make this go forward. So I think what I want to do is basically have it drop like, maybe that won't work so good. Let me do this. Where is our accelerations? There we go. Gravity. So we're going to put this like -30. So it's going to go up, right? No, it's going down. We need 30. So it's going to go up, and then we want to maybe put some X. Or maybe we shouldn't do that. I think what we should do is like change where it's coming from. So on the spawn, we can change the angle. Not that. We want the position. Direction. Here we go. This is what I want. So I put this at 1. We also need more gravity. Did I just change this back? What if I put this at 100? I just need it to really shoot off. There we go. Let's go 500. I really need it to shoot out like that, yeah. Okay, so then the direction, I need you to kind of point in a different direction, but you're not doing it. 1, what if I put 0, 0, and 1 over here? I thought that would change it to shoot this other way, but I guess not. So I can't just rotate this to make it face the other way? I guess not. What if I add more gravity? Do you fall a different way now? You do. So let's go 300. That's kind of more like what I'm looking for. There we go. Let's go 500. Let's just get you going at an angle. That's pretty good. I think a little too far, so we could maybe take down the time to, like, you know, like right there. There we go. That's what's up. Now I guess we can do a fucking display. That's right. It actually does make sense when you think about it. So we need a new color ramp, new gradient texture. Gradient. Let's edit the gradient. Can you guys even see that? You guys can't. Here we go. We're editing that gradient. Don't do that. Just give me this. There we go. Okay. So I guess the bottom should probably be what, like a yellow or a red? Probably red. And then we'll have it go out to white as it goes out. What does it look like? It's World of T-shirts. It's a whole different thing I'm doing. Do I even have him with the blowtorch? Let me look it up. King. I think I closed that tab. Cobra blowtorch. Let's Google that. There we go. None of the above. Submit answer. Awesome. This is Boglin Chronicles. Alright, I just want to see. Damn, that is the tiniest little hookah I've ever seen. Looks like that hookah been sitting in a cave for 30 years. Smoking his brains into softer mush. That's so fucking good. Yeah, he's gonna freebase some ash. Alright, where is the actual torch? I just want to see the colors. Yeah, I guess it is kind of like a whitish going into a blue and then a red on the actual coal. So we might have to have like a separate particle thing for when it hits the coal, and then it's like making red fire on it, and then we'll have one particle coming out here. Heat the coal, not your GD hands, OMG. Call the landlord. This is how the apartment complex burns down. I think we already saw this yesterday. I think this is the aftermath. Aftermath. As you can see, as the hookah's going, as that coal was 1,000,000 degrees, he's still lighting that fucking bastard. Yeah, he's smoking jet fuel. He's totally gonna burn the place down. Yeah, that's so great. And then when his dad calls and he's like, you know, you're being evicted, buddy. And he's like, no way, Doobs, no way. Yeah, so we'll have it be blue. That way you know it's super fucking hot because it's fucking butane. Then we'll have it be yellow in the middle and then white at the end. And, yeah, we need to fuck around with that scale. The scale be not so good up in here. I need to edit this texture, but I need to do it in a way people can actually see it. Maybe if I make this bigger. We got our curve. So if I make it smaller at the end, it'll go like that. So that's what I'm trying to do. And basically make this, I guess, maybe a little lesser too. And let's put some, can we put emission on this shit? Or should we put some, if we do the gradient again, let me go back to our gradient, our display. Our color curves, if I click on these, I think I need to add a little bit of transparency to them. Like this. Is that even going to show through? I don't know. I don't think we have transparency enabled, so we might have to go down there and do that real quick. Yeah, so let's actually go down there to there and go alpha. So now we have like an actual torch thing going. I think on the emission, if we turn that on, maybe we can just make this a little bit bright like that and turn the operator up a little bit. That might behoove us, I don't know. We need to add a world environment in here so we can start seeing stuff a little better, and I'm going to add a camera. So let's add a camera. Oh my god. That's terrifying. We're underneath King Cobra's chair. That's a place you definitely don't want to be. Where's our transform? Actually, let me just go here. I'm just going to bring it up and out. We'll go to view, to viewports, and we'll preview our camera. And there we go. We're getting a nice view of Josh right there. Let's see. I want to look at the torch though. That's the only thing I'm really concerned about right now. So we'll just bring that. Let me close that. I don't really need it. I just need to be able to have a view of the torch. So we're going to bring this closer. Bring that and spin that. Spin it right there, just so we can get a better idea of what it's actually going to look like in real life, IRL. And then we will add a world environment, a world to contain our Cobra Beast. New environment. And let me close this. We'll go background. I'm going to do a custom color. We're going to do it black. It's going to be goth as fuck. There's going to be no energy. No light source whatsoever. The only light source is going to be on our on our Lord there. What are we going to do? We need some type of light. Lights. I'm trying to debate whether we do a directional light. I think we should, just because they're the easiest to work with. I like him kind of sitting here in the darkness. I need to zoom in really far to actually see like which way this thing is pointing. It's pointing all the way around, so we need to bring it down. And if I go on this side, There we go. I think it actually is pointing the way we want it to be pointing. Okay, so now if I go to my... Let's go back to my GPU particles. So there's our preview of our camera, what it's actually going to look like. If I go to GPU particles, energy multiplier, we turn that up. If I go to my camera and I go to my world environment, let's turn on some of this stuff. Using the forward plus renderer. So maybe I'm not. Am I not using that? I thought I was. I didn't realize I was on mobile shit. Can I change that? Project settings. General. What is that? Rendering or something? Damn, let me ask ChatGPT real quick. He'll know. Can I be changing my mode on that Godot like in forward plus renderer or sheet like that? The first person ever to make any kind of cinematic camera work in Godot. Yeah. Forward plus. Go to the project settings, driver name. All right. Project. I got it. What? Oh no. Oh, that's right. I'm in here. Project settings. Where's our driver? Where the hell is our driver? Hold on. Project settings. We'll Google it. Driver. Rendering device. Rendering capability. We're going with Vulkan driver. Here we go. What are we doing? And which one do we want to change here? Under the rendering tab, choose forward plus, best quality, default for desktop, forward mobile, and compatibility. Okay, so are we on that? Rendering. So which one do we change? It's not this one, right? That's threads. That's GL compatibility. We want to change this, right? Or the rendering device we want to change. No. I'm pretty sure it's this one. Under the tab rendering, best quality, forward plus. Let's try that. Let's just copy it. Restart the project. Nope, the rendering is selected, the engine start, and can't be changed dynamically during gameplay. Okay, so I guess we'll try this. We'll go to driver, rendering device. No, it's this one, right? And we paste it in here. Forward plus. And let's save and restart and see if that crashes the project. And now we can enable shit, right? SDFI can only be enabled with a forward plus renderer. Do I really have to make a new fucking thing? What if I go to my project settings now? What are we at? Driver. Rendering device. Forward plus. Okay, I have no idea whether that changed anything. Let's just enable a bunch of these. So it doesn't look like they're changing, but let's try the scene if I just run it. Yeah, I don't really see any of these things being applied. I can go to glow. I can turn on bloom for sure. There we go. I think we're gonna use very bloomish. I'm a very what do I turn on fog? How's that looking? Oh yeah, very Silent Hill-esque. All right. Whatever. Okay, so I guess it is working. Whatever. 4.4.1 stable. I think we are okay. I think we're doing fine. We're gonna enable all of these, just because I think it's cool. And then we'll see. I think that is changing stuff. Ambient light, reflected light, tone map, linear. I don't know what any of this stuff does, so we're just kind of doing it for funsies. All right, I guess I should make a animation for our camera. So let's go animation player, or you know what? I could just add it to our King Cobra animation, right? I could move our camera into here, and I could go to our animation player and say add track and add, well actually we'll just click on here. We'll click on the camera and then we'll put it at different positions to, we'll go to light and coal, we'll have it here, and then we'll figure out where our camera needs to like be at. So we definitely want like a far out picture of Josh. We probably should have it like right around here. Actually, maybe kind of like up towards the sky like that. I don't want to tilt in that direction to make everyone dizzy. So we'll come over here and we'll maybe be like this, and we'll zoom in. So let's just, whatever. So we need to go to our animation player, we need to click on our camera, and then set this create, and let's preview here so we can see what this sees, and then we'll do that. Camera 3D, so we'll bring this in closer like that, and then spin it a little bit to face the Cobra. I think we need to be like right up next to that flame so we really get a good view of it, like this. Oh shit, we need to bring it in. So when does he start getting close? I think like, so in the first like 2 seconds we need to move in and close that distance, I believe. Let's see how that looks. I'm not really great at this type of stuff, this cinematic adjustments or whatever. So we're going to take the position, the rotation, and then if we, we're just going to do this automated, and I'm going to run it. So I guess it is going to be pretty fast, you know what I mean? And then we're going to keep zooming in and zooming in. We might have to adjust where that flame's going a little bit. That's looking good. He'll keep getting it closer and closer. Oh no. Looks like it's veering off a little bit there. Oh, he is moving the other part closer to his face too. Yeah. So let's start moving the camera with him. I guess it is zooming in a little fast, but whatever. We're not going to worry about it too much. We're going to select the camera again. We're going to go to the 2-second mark. And then we'll just start coming out in front of Cobra, maybe around like 8 seconds here. We want to be kind of like down this way, and we'll spin around to face it like that. So we're getting a good view of his face. So let's go ahead and grab the camera and insert these. We'll go back to the normal, whoops. So we're zooming in, we're coming in closer. we're applying our gift of fire. So we need to keep zooming in at this point and giving a good cross section of Cobra and the flame. So I'm really liking where this is going. I have to keep the animation player open, otherwise I can't keyframe stuff, which is kind of annoying, but I get why it works that way. So we're going to bring this up and pretty much like, I want it to be like right in front of the flame, so we're getting a very good perspective like this. And then we might even end up like adjusting the what do you call it? The field of view or whatever on this once we kind of have it where we want it. Yeah, it is a very frustrating experience working in Godot like this, just because it's kind of difficult to make cutscenes here. I don't know why. It's hard to like place your finger on what makes it so difficult compared to like Blender or whatever, but you're definitely fighting with a lot more of like Godot's just how it works. So we're keyframing these, and we have the torch. We're lighting this. We're coming closer. We then need to, let's see, when he's right here, we need to be up there. So we're going to have to go up like this. And then come over. And then maybe be like right there. I kind of want some more cinematic views, so I kind of want to like come around here. The problem is I don't want to turn it too much, so if we then go like this, can I bring that down anymore? Maybe like that, and we're turning it around to look more at the coal, like from Josh's perspective. But we also need his face in there because he's the star of the show. I think like that is going to look good. And then we'll just keep coming around. It's very difficult to understand which way is which. And then we need to come up just a little bit. I can't rotate it on the other axis because it will fuck it up. And you'd see what I mean. Let me keyframe this. I keep trying to press I, but it's not going to work. So we just need to edit the transform. So there we go. We zoom in. It's going to say like, time to light this thing, tubes. And then we'll come over here. He's lighting it. There's going to be prompts saying like, smash the X button, smash the X button. And you got to keep doing that and doing that. He'll be lighting it up. We got to change how that moves a little bit because it can't go through his hand right there. I think what we'll do is come around his hand, so let me add that in. So when it's going right here, all we're going to do is just maybe move it a few centimeters to the left right there, and then we'll keyframe that. Yeah, I think it's pretty keyno. And then we'll come forward, and then we'll be like this. That's very monkeyish. I like where that's going. And then bringing this in forward, and we'll have we'll come down, and we can really show that his concentration is on that burning fucking coal. The secrets of the universe are being revealed to him in that thing. Just like this, maybe more over like that, more like this, and then can we spin it and maybe put that type of perspective on it? I think that should be good for now, and maybe we'll change it up later. I think it needs to come down just a little bit. What if I go maybe down like right there? I think that's where it should be, and we will keyframe that. So we come over, we keyframe that, and then I think like somewhere in here we're gonna have to Where is our keyframe, by the way? Let's take a look. It's right there. Okay, so then we want to come back around, basically, to be looking at his face again over here. And get like a full view, basically, of this whole shit. Bring it down a little bit. Well, actually, I need it to be further out because I want to see his hat catch on fire. Like, that's going to be part of the gag, is his hat just burns off. Because I know how to do that pretty easily with shaders, so we'll just have it, like, zoom out just a little bit like this. Come this way, and we'll spin it. Just like that. And, yeah, we'll have his hat light off right there. And then we'll have him zoom back out because he's now done with the coal. We'll have this, and we'll zoom in right there as his hat is burning off. We'll mark that. And then, yeah, let's say coal lit. Once the coal is lit, we need to go back. So we're going to add a track here, create, and then just right here, we'll just move him back out, and we'll move with him with the camera. So we'll move back out, and we'll have him standing there looking very accomplished with himself with that coal just a million fucking degrees. So we'll do that. I think that looks pretty cool, pretty good. And then all we have to do is, once this animation finishes, if we do all the prompts correctly, then it will just automatically go into the coal lit. We'll just make a little function for it. So let's see how that looks. I'm gonna go ahead and I guess we can just run the game, right? So that's a little fast coming in, but whatever. I mean, this is a shitpost game, so it's not like I'm Hideo Kojima over here. We got the flame going the wrong way. We got to fix that. But I do like how this looks, honestly. It looks pretty fucking funny. And then we're going closer. And then we're lighting it up, lighting it up. We need to work on the lighting a little bit. I got to add some textures as well. I think that'll help us out too. I didn't really add many textures in Blender. Blowtorch sound, we're going to have to add that. Pretty hype about all that. Doing pretty good. Yeah, and it's only about a minute, so I mean, it's really not like that long for the player to be clicking all these button prompts. I'm going to do it for the PlayStation controller. He's really burning that shit down. And then, let's see, right about here. I might have to adjust this a little more. Oh, that's right, because he's not going to go into the other animation. I don't have anything to change him back, but that's pretty good. I think for now, I'm probably going to call it. I have to go get some food, and then I'll probably be back on. I want to try and finish this game today. I think that'd be fun. But, yeah, peace out for everyone right now. I'm going to go grab some food from Burger King, probably. But later, y'all.